Hello everyone and welcome to the Carcode YouTube channel. I've got to be very quiet because I'm in the forest, in the wild. There could be bears, I don't know what could be out here. Yeah, how cool is Subaru's stand, by the way, here? It's inspired by national parks. It's so cool. There's trees, the ground is, it's just crazy. Anyway, what you're here for is to check out the Subaru Uncharted. This is the new electric SUV, also shared with the Toyota CHR or CHR Plus model, and it's going to be coming to the UK next year. So today I'm going to give you a quick walk around and tell you everything you need to know about this new model. So don't Subaru already have an electric SUV, the Solterra? Well, yes, they do have that. That's slightly bigger. So the Uncharted is coming in a little bit smaller than that car. What cars is it going to rival? Well, it's got a few rivals now, but the main rivals, especially in the front wheel drive guys, the main rivals are going to be the new Nissan Leaf. If you want to watch my video on that, you can click up there. And also the Kia EV3 is going to be a big rival to this car. And it's going to be priced a bit more expensive than those. This is where the side you can definitely see the CHR, the Toyota. They're very similar, as is the same with the BZ4X and the Solterra, is that they're a very minor difference. They're almost just a badge difference, isn't it, on the two. The side of the Uncharted is definitely my favorite angle. I'm getting major Toyota Prius vibes, which makes sense because of course it is a Toyota CHR. So yeah, that is the relation there. It's that nice shape, raised driving height. You can have this, there we go, let there be light. We can have it as an all-wheel drive, or there's two front-wheel drive options as well. So you can have a front-wheel drive with a 57 kilowatt-hour battery. You can also have the long-range front-wheel drive at 77 kilowatt-hour battery. And how far will the Uncharted take you on a singular charge? Well, the 57 kilowatt-hour model will give you 283 miles of range, which isn't bad. Then you've got the long-range front-wheel drive with the 77 kilowatt-hour battery. That'll give you up to 363 miles of range, so pretty impressive. And then you've of course got the all-wheel drive option, which up to 328 miles of range. So that's really quite good, quite competitive, especially in this class size of car as well. Pricing is expected to start from around £45,000, so not a cheap car, as the Solterra starts at around 52 grand, so that makes sense. And it's going to cut it above rivals like the Nissan Leaf, the EV3, the Renault Scenic E-Tech as well. So be interesting. Of course, Subaru is always more of a niche product than the mainstream brands, but the Toyota will be more popular as well. And this is the new Toyota CHR Plus, the electric one, and it's similar in a lot of ways to the Solterra or the BZ4X, but will just be slightly smaller and slightly more affordable. And to the back of the Uncharted, you got a nice sloped rear window. No rear wiper though, unfortunately. It's a bit annoying. Nice Uncharted badge and Subaru spelt across the back, as everyone's doing now, but it does look good. You got this sort of lip. It's giving me a little bit of Honda vibes. You've got clear taillights. This seems a case for me of clear taillights for the sake of clear taillights rather than designing to it. I don't know if it makes sense. Some clear taillights I love the look of, like the Ford Explorer. Perfect. This looks like it needs to be red. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you know what I'm talking about. I think I prefer the front end though of the car and the side, but it's not an offensive design. I think there's some sharper looking ones though. This has got more of a chunky, rugged look. So the outside design's pretty cool. How is the interior? Well, for one, I love this colour scheme of the light grey and dark grey. I think that looks really nice. As for the screen, that's quite good. As for the steering wheel and the instruments, this is very Toyota Prius again, but not in a good way. I really don't like it. It's very chunky, but this is comfortable actually. But this steering wheel, it was the same on the BZ4X. It just looks just clunky, like the size of my head, as in that way, like the size of a human skull. The steering rack and steering wheel is just a little bit much, isn't it? It could look a lot more clean and simple than this. It just looks old to me, in my opinion, but some might like it. It is quite comfortable to hold though, so that's good. It's not too thick and chunky, so that is good. And then you've got your dials up here as well. That'll give you your information about the vehicle on there as well, what speed you go and stuff like that. So that basically means there's no need for a heads-up display, because it kind of is a heads-up display and dials. So I quite like that feature on a car because it does a two-in-one job. It might not work for everyone though, so it'll be worth like test driving it to see if it fits for you. You've got dual wireless charging here as well, and then this kind of very strange gear selector. That's very Lexus, isn't it? Again, tying in with Toyota. Makes sense. Definitely comfortable. The interior is nice and comfortable. You've got a Harman Kardon sound system as well, which should be coming to the UK model. So that should be really, really good. And then of course it's going to have the off-road capability with the all-wheel drive model. Or if you just like the rugged styling, you can have the front wheel drive. So that is good. And the range on paper sounds good. So maybe this will get Subaru back in the spotlight. I could see maybe it happening. It is definitely the most attractive car they've offered in a long time, and will be more of a competitive car because it's an EV, so it's going to do good range. Their petrol cars, unfortunately, don't do great fuel economy, so a lot of people look past them just because of that. When you see modern cars that are very sleek and nice inside, I'm not expecting that from Subaru because they are the chunky aesthetic, but Ford can do it well while still looking glamorous, if that makes sense. Still looking classy. You do have this nice armrest, which didn't provide much padding. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's cool. You can open it from either side. What happens if you open it from both sides? Can you do that? No. There we go. Okay, that's quite cool. Cup holders. Plastics feel quite cheap, but this is pre-production, so I don't know if it's gonna be just like this when the production comes, but this is all quite nice. Just not a fan of this steering wheel and the dial setup. It looks quite old, which is unfortunate for a car that's not even on the roads yet. Oh, it's going a bit dark. What's going on? Nighttime. I think the lights might be coming back on now. Anyway, you've got 404 litres in the boot here, which is pretty generous actually. It's bigger than the 360 that you'll find on the EV3, for example, so it's competitive. You've got a nice wide shape and it's deep as well, so practical for families. You could definitely fit a lot in here. That's really good. Not quite as much as the Nissan Leaf, but to be fair, it looks very similar, and it's a very similar shape actually. So those two cars, especially when you look at the front wheel drive version of this car, they're going to be some key competitors for sure. And how is the rear space in this car, the Uncharted? Well, not that much knee room actually. This is my seat position. It's okay. Generally, Toyota seats tend to be really chunky, and it's the exact same on this car. So you've got a really chunky, which does mean you get really nice support. They're comfortable for longer journeys, but they're big, and they also block your view out a little bit of the car, but the headrests are narrow, so that does help. Headroom is actually quite good. It's better than in the Leaf, so that is really good. Even with the sunroof, it's not bad. You do have a central armrest. That's nice. You've got a tablet holder and two cup holders there. You've also got heated outer rear seats and the climate, and two USB seats, exactly the same as the Nissan Leaf. It feels like the Nissan Leaf in a lot of ways actually. Styling, equipment, but they're not related at all. How's the middle seat? Let's see. It's okay. Base is comfy, but the back is a bit firm. That's kind of expected. So practicality is not too bad. Not quite as good as the Solterra, which is bigger, or as the new e-Outback, which is going to be coming, or the Trail Seeker as they call it here. But it should be an attractive offering. I think it's quite interesting, and definitely something that people might consider if they are wanting that rugged SUV and they do want to go for an EV. There's not really been something exactly like that offered yet on the market, especially in this size category, so it could really be one to look for. I don't think it's ever going to be a massive volume seller, but it might be one that if people really like the Subaru and they are committed to that brand, that they'll consider an EV now. And this here is the Subaru Trail Seeker, which is going to be called the e-Outback in the UK. So it's a longer one, it's extended, and this is also going to be a Toyota model as well. It's more of a kind of estate car raised up, so it's going to be bigger, more practical, less SUV than the Solterra, a little bit lower, a little bit more wagony, which of course Subaru were always known for. So it's not quite as pretty as the Uncharted, but it is still quite nice. It's definitely a progression from the BZ4X and the Solterra, the first ones. They're still going with that rugged, chunky look for their EVs, which is what Subaru is known for, so it makes sense. So this works for Subaru, and you have a nice interior as well. This will also be coming to the UK next year. Nice seats in the interior, but you still have the same chunky steering wheel, etc. And this cladding on the exterior, which is more so like on the BZ4X, whereas on the Uncharted you can see that's been toned down quite a lot and just looks a lot nicer. That's a lot nicer in my opinion. So I hope you enjoyed my quick walk around video on the Subaru Uncharted. Hopefully I'll be giving it a full review when it hits UK roads next year. You've got some impressive range figures actually, especially with an all-wheel drive having over 300 miles in this size segment is quite good. Interior, it feels quite nice. Not a massive fan of the steering wheel, and some design elements looking a little bit dated, but then Subaru is known for its heritage and their current lineup has more of that familiar feel rather than brand new, modern, cutting edge, revolutionary. People like that familiar, solid feel from the brand. So this definitely builds on that as well. And I like the kind of different body style that we're not used to seeing from Subaru. So I hope you enjoyed this quick walk around. Thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.